Fox 17 News at 10 starts right now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Janice Allen.
And I'm Derek Francis. First tonight, outrage over online statements made by the Middleville Village president.
After the death of conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh, she shared an article on her personal Facebook page and laughed. Fox 17's Ryan Cummings spoke to residents who are now calling for her to resign.
They tell me that Fisk's statements do not represent the village and they want her to step down, which is why they also started an online petition for her immediate removal.
Honestly, that's not the way you represent a community.
Amanda Pullen has lived in Middleville her whole life. Her dad, Charles, served as village president. He passed away back in November from complications due to COVID.
When you hold a public office like presidency or mayor, you lose that privacy. I mean, you're in the public eye no matter what.
Last month, village officials elected trustee Amanda Fisk to fill Pullen's seat. After Rush Limbaugh died, she posted an article on Facebook laughing about it. Those paying taxes here now want her to step down.
It represents Middleville in a way none of us want it to be represented. Middleville is as I know it, is a very kind and giving community.
It's crushing to me, and it's not the type of representation I believe our community deserves.
KEARA HILTON started an online petition at change.org asking for Fisk's resignation or removal from office.
He died of cancer, and she is the president of our village, and so I felt very strongly as someone who's currently battling cancer that that is not the person I would choose to represent my village that I love.
Fisk is not the only one laughing about Limbaugh's death. In fact, multiple people online celebrated his passing. Rush himself made fun of people dying. He even had a segment in the 90s called the AIDS Update, where he mocked gay men who died from the disease. And he targeted actor Michael J. Fox, claiming that he faked his Parkinson's symptoms.
Faking, and it's purely an act.
I'm not a Rush Limbaugh fan. I don't even listen to him. So I've read some of the things that she has shared that she dislikes about him and other people have shared, and I agree with their dislikes about him. But I don't revel as the president of a village, revel in his death.
I didn't like his views. I didn't like the method he projected his views. I'm not a Rush Limbaugh fan.
The screenshots from Fisk's Facebook were sent into the Fox 17 problem solvers, so I reached out to the village. During an email exchange, Fisk told me that she had no comment on her private statements and that her words are in no way affiliated with staff or the village itself. But when I told her that as a public figure, her private statements can be used against her, she responded, "I'm not a public figure of the township." Just minutes later, she posted this apology on her public Facebook, saying things I discuss in private conversations or state on my private Facebook page for only my friends to view are just that, private. I apologize for causing offense with my statement. It was certainly not my intention for private words to go public. Ultimately, my dark humor often gets the best of me. She ended saying, "I will not always be a perfect public official, and I am still learning the ropes of my presidency." Fisk has since removed the personal post and asked others who have the screenshots not to send them out anymore. But that's not enough for the women I spoke with.
She isn't fit for public office if she expresses her views in that manner.
She's a public figure. She represents my village. And you have to be accountable.
For her to do that was just wrong.
Those I spoke with also tell me that if Fisk does not step down by Tuesday, they will be addressing this issue at the village board meeting. Reporting in Middleville, Ryan Cummings, Fox 17 News.
All right, Ryan, we also heard from the Middleville Village manager, Patricia Rail, who said about Fisk, quote, "She has her First Amendment right to freedom of expression on her own personal page, but as we're seeing, there may be political ramifications for exercising that right," end quote. We'll, of course, continue to follow this story and let you know what eventually develops.